Make the hip thrust your foundation. If you want to maximize glute and hip strength, the hip thrust is king. Unlike squats, which peak in tension at the bottom, hip thrusts keep maximum tension on your glutes at full extension, the top of the movement, which is critical for hip power. Tip: keep your chin tucked and your core braced to avoid arching your lower back at the top. 2. Train laterally, side to side. Most people only move forward and backward, sagittal plane. To prevent injury and stabilize your pelvis, you must train your hip abductors, like the gluteus medius, using lateral movements. Top exercises: side-lying clamshells, lateral band walks, and fire hydrants. 3. Master single leg movements. In daily life and sports, you are often on one leg. Single leg exercises force your hip stabilizers to fire rapidly to keep you from falling over, correcting strength imbalances between your left and right sides. Top exercises: Bulgarian split squats, Romanian deadlifts, RDLs, and step-ups. 4. Don't neglect your hip flexors. Many people assume they only need to stretch tight hip flexors, but often tight hip flexors are actually weak hip flexors. Strengthening them improves your running stride and knee drive power. Top exercises: standing banded knee drives or psoas marches, lying on your back with a mini band around your feet, driving one knee to your chest while keeping the other leg straight. 5. Prioritize the hinge versus the squat. While squats are great, hip-dominant movements, hinges, place the highest demand on the posterior chain, glutes and hamstrings. Top exercises: Romanian deadlifts, RDLs, kettlebell swings, and conventional deadlifts. Focus on pushing your hips back as if trying to touch a wall behind you with your glutes. 6. Wake up your hips with a dynamic warm-up. Never jump straight into heavy lifting with cold hips. Spend 5 minutes activating the joint to improve your depth and prevent strains. The routine: try 10 bodyweight squats, 10 lateral leg swings per side, and 10 glute bridges before your main workout. 7. Use mini bands for instant feedback. Placing a resistance band just above your knees during exercises like squats or glute bridges forces you to actively push your knees outward. This simple cue fires up your external rotators and keeps your knees properly aligned. 8. Focus on a full mind-muscle connection. Because we sit on our hips all day, glute amnesia, where the brain struggles to efficiently recruit the hip muscles, is incredibly common. When doing hip exercises, slow down, pause at the peak contraction, and physically squeeze your glutes. 9. Train through a full range of motion. Deep, controlled movements build strength at the end ranges of the joint, which is where injuries typically occur. Drop your hips below parallel on squats, if your mobility allows, and get a deep stretch at the bottom of your RDLs. 10. Balance strength with deep mobility. True hip strength requires space to move. Balance your heavy lifting with active mobility drills, like the 90-90 hip switch, to improve your internal and external hip rotation. A sample starter hip strength routine. If you're looking to put these into practice, try this circuit twice a week.